6 of Bhagavad Gita, which is Dhyan Yoga. So we have covered till verse 8, and we have to start from verse 9. I'll show you on my screen what verse 8 was. I want to share many functions of the brain and tools for controlling the brain. Controlling the mind, not brain, mind. So I think this is very vital understanding for any sadhak, any spiritualist who is starting on this path. So let's look at the last verse very quick. Text 8. So we read, a person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stone, or gold, as the same. So just to jog your memory from the last class, we talked about how in this world there is extra value assigned to certain things, and our mind believes those things. Okay. So we may be told that, for example, this particular promotion, or let's say we are told this particular car, if you have this car, this is your measure of success, then you will be considered successful. They may tell you if you have this size house, then you will be happy. Or if you have, on TV, there may be an advertisement that there will be this. If you buy this particular object, this will make your life very comfortable, very happy, and very successful. So sometimes in the world, extra value is attributed or assigned to certain things which are actually not very valuable. Somebody may tell you same thing about a person, like this celebrity is very important person and they have come to town. So even though today is a Janmashtami celebration, skip the celebration and go see the concert of that celebrity. So you will skip Janmashtami because you have assigned more value to that person or to that event based on the worldly opinions or beliefs of other people or of this world. So we discussed about how train your mind to not assign extra value to certain things that are not very favorable. Okay, favorable means things that are not very favorable to a spiritual, sober person's life, a grounded life, or towards self-realization. Do not accept those things in your life indiscriminately. Okay, use your intelligence. Train your mind to not get attached, not get attracted towards the unfavorable things which have been given extra value by the people or the world. We talked about that. So, this yogi who has control of his mind, he is fully satisfied. So, he does not become very provoked or agitated by these external temptations, attractions, and does not get very depressed or agitated by even the negativities or difficulties that happen outside. Remembering that these things are just very external and need not, um, uh, agitate your mind. Okay, he keeps his mind fixed on his goal of self-realization. Okay. So, by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization, he has both Gyan and Vigyan. We have talked about this many times. Gyan means theoretical knowledge, knowledge that you get from books. Like Bhagavad Gita, we are getting this knowledge. But Vigyan means when you try to apply this knowledge in life, you struggle with it on a daily basis, okay? And it becomes realized knowledge. So, Vigyan is scientific knowledge, something that you learned a formula and now you applied that formula in your life and you saw that how it works appropriately as Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So apply the formulas of Bhagavad Gita or principles given in Bhagavad Gita in your life and it becomes realized knowledge. It should not just be bookish knowledge. Okay. So by the virtue of acquired knowledge and realization, this person has now become very much established in self-realization. He is fully satisfied. He is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. Okay, so he's not giving in to the temptation of external things like his body. Maybe his senses are urging him to do things. He can control them. People are telling him to do something. He can filter those things. He can decide not to do those things. He may see things on social media, on TV, being advertised on in the world, which he will not subscribe, not have extra subscriptions in his mind, and will remain self-controlled. So he sees everything. So basically, all external things of the world, he sees them as the same. Okay, different types of temptations. He's seeing the actual value, where he knows where the actual value lies. In the world, maybe more value is given to gold. Okay, less value is given to pebbles or stones. But ultimately, understand that gold is also just a material mineral. It is just a matter. It is just a mineral which is given, yes, it is very valuable, it is very precious. So we are not saying to waste it, we are not saying to misuse it. We are saying that in ultimate sense, in eternal sense, these things have no real value. Okay, so a spiritualist person, a yogi person understands where the actual value, the real value lies. Okay, so he treats them as the same. This is where we stopped last time. What I want to do is, let's read 9, 10, 11. Then we will discuss some practical functions of mind and practical techniques to control them on a daily basis, which you can use. Okay. Krishna will mostly now talk about two things. One is Ashtanga yoga techniques. Okay. He will talk about how one should go to a secluded place, sit in an erect posture, control our urges of senses, and focus between the eyebrows or at the tip of the nose. Sit comfortably like that and try to focus on Paramatma. So Krishna will go into that Ashtanga yoga portion of this Bhagavad Gita. And also Krishna will talk about a pure devotee or an advanced yogi, an advanced spiritualist, self-realized soul whose mind is already very controlled, and he has all this basic knowledge and some and realized knowledge as well. So he's able to focus on Paramatma. So Krishna will talk about that advanced person. What are his qualities? But since we are I'm going to quickly go through these next several verses because number one, we are not in that advanced position. We are still very much struggling with our mind. We are in sadhak phase, a struggler, a beginner phase, a practitioner phase. So we need to have some tools, tips, and tricks to control our mind. That is why we will quickly read these verses, but I will take you back to practical techniques for mind control. The other thing is Ashtanga yoga techniques are given in Bhagavad Gita, but they are not very much applicable in Kali Yuga. And Krishna will himself say that towards the end of this chapter, that this is just one of the prescriptions for certain people who can do it. But yes, it is very hard to do it. He himself will say that to Arjun, because Arjun will say that all these things you're talking about, going to secluded place, sitting in an erect posture, focusing my mind, all this seems very impractical to me. So Krishna will say, yes, I agree that these things are a little bit impractical. So that's why we will breeze through these and not stay on them too long. So let's read verse 9. Please recite after me. Suhrinmitrare udasina. Suhrinmitrare udasina.
Dāsina
Madhyastha dveshya bandhushu.
Madhyastha Dveshya Bandhushu
Sadhushva api cha papeshu.
Sadhusva
Sadhushu
api
Api
cha
Papapeshu
papeshu
Sama buddhir vishishyate.
samam
Sama
buddhir
Buddhir
vishishyate.
Vishishyate.
Okay, can somebody read this? Just has translation.
May I read?
Yes.
Translation. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral mediators, the envious friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind.
Okay. So this is describing the vision of a person who has equal mind or who is somehow, meaning he treats these different types of people equally. We just discussed how he treats a pebble, stone, and gold the same. So treats again, not externally. Remember that in 5.19 Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, we discussed that external treatment is different from his internal understanding of that. So it's not like he's going to go embrace a lion. We have discussed this many times. He's not, even though he understands a lion, a tiger, a bird, a fish, a mosquito, a human being, and different types of human beings are all spiritual entities, but outwardly, he will have appropriate behavior with them, appropriate response to them. So it's not like with stone, pebble, or gold, also we discuss. It's not like he's going to throw away the gold whimsically. He's not just going to waste it or just going to discard it. He is going to use it appropriately in service of Krishna. But in the ultimate sense, he understands that these are all material elements. Similarly, now his dealings with different people are described that he regards honest well-wishers, like Suhrid means well-wishers, Mitra means friends, affectionate people that are your loving friends. Ari means enemy. Like for example, Murari means enemy of Mura demon. Or Krishna is also called Kamsari, enemy of Kamsa. Or Putanari, the enemy of Putana. So like that, Ari means enemy. Udasin means the people that are very argumentative, belligerent, or constantly fighting. So he is neutral towards them. Madhyastha means the mediators. Okay, people that are in the middle. Dvesha, or very envious. Okay, and very envious people. Bandhushu, the relatives, the family members. Sadhushu, the pious people, the sadhu people, the devotees, the Vaishnavas or spiritualists. So with all these people, he um, keeps them he understands that they're all spiritual entities. Okay, pious and sinners, he treats them with an equal mind. He understands that different people are behaving differently because of their influence of three modes of material nature, because of their previous experiences, because of their bodily conditioning. Because of all these reasons, these people are behaving differently, or they are in different body, they're under the influence of that body, so they are behaving differently. But ultimately, they are all part and parcels of Krishna. They're all children of Krishna. They're all spiritual entity, and they're all suffering. They're all stuck in this cycle of birth and death. So again, outwardly, he will behave differently. For example, with a male and female, a sannyasi is not going to go, let's say, meet with a female uh, alone, right? Individually. No, he will not he will deal with her appropriately, so that she's accompanied with her husband, or with a group of people before he meets with any female. So he will deal appropriately um, in his external dealings with the people. But internally, he understands the ultimate position of these people is that they're all spiritual entities, part and parcels of Krishna. So this is his equal vision. So he's not very hateful towards, let's say, people that are his enemies, or belligerent people, envious people. He's not going to be very hateful. He will just avoid them. He will just try to keep himself separate from such people and not mingle with them, um, like that. So we'll see. Let me see. Yeah, actually. Actually, this is it. I can just show you right now. So these people are called, these very advanced people are called Uttamadhikaris. Okay, Uttamadhikaris means people that have spiritual vision, that are very advanced devotees. So they are not struggling with their mind or senses. They are on transcendental platform. They're on divine platform, and they're constantly engaged in service of Krishna. Okay, so these people are very different from us, for example. Okay, and I'll show you how they are in various scriptures. Their qualities are given. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the qualities of Uttamadhikari for several verses in this 11th canto. Before I go forward, can somebody tell me what are the three classes of devotees? I already mentioned Uttamadhikari. What are the two other classes? Uttamadhikaris are the top class devotees. What are the lower rungs, lower categories? Who can name them? Namita Mataji, you want to? I'm going to pick on people that I think should know the answer, even if they don't raise their hands. I hope that will be okay. What are the three classes of devotees? First class, second class, third class. What are the first and second class devotees called?
Mataji, sadhaka, is that like,
Sadhaka. That is just a very basic term that I'm using, but
oh,
I want the term as given by Prabhupada in verse,
Nectar of instruction
various
also.
verses. We have read it in Bhagavad Gita also so far many times. So who can tell other than Nagachand Prabhu? Hiral Mataji is yeah, Hiral Mataji. Do you know the first, second, third class devotees? What are the names?
Mataji, is it the Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari?
Yes,
Is
and
that what you're asking about?
yes,
I'm trying to remember the very first one.
or the last one, the lowest one.
The lowest one is what I'm trying to remember. That's
Hmm.
what we are.
Yeah. So what are we?
Yes.
Adhikari,
Huh?
Kanishta Adhikari.
Yes.
Kanishta Adhikari.
Kanishta
Uttam, Madhyam
Adhikari.
and Kanishta Adhikari.
Exactly. Kanishta Adhikari are the third class,
Third
the
class.
lowest class devotees whose faith. So, and what are the basis of this? So, first of all, the categorization is the third class, second class, first class. Third class devotees are Kanishta Adhikari. Second class so they are very beginners. Okay, Kanishta Adhikari. They're very beginners. Second class is Madhyam Adhikaris. Okay, and so they are a little bit more. And the first class devotees are the Uttamadhikaris. A lot of times, Krishna will give us the top, because they are his topmost students. It's like Krishna is teaching Bhagavad Gita. So the teacher will talk about his topmost students that I want you to be like this, not the backbenchers. I want you to be, you are the backbenchers. We are the backbenchers. He wants us to be the topmost. So he will tell us what the topmost people look like. What are his topmost devotees like? So these people have this, Uttam Adhikaris have this top class spiritual vision where they treat everybody same. Okay. They do not discriminate based on the gender, caste, color, nationality, or status, wealth, right? They don't care if somebody is Tata, Birla, Ambani. They don't care if somebody is even educated or not educated, or external things of this world do not really interest an Uttamadhikari. What matters to that person, for example, with Prabhupada, right? He made all these hippies into devotees. Why? Because it did not matter to him that they were so fallen, that they were meat eaters, they were drinking alcohol, they were engaging in indiscriminate sex. What he saw was that their potential, that they have unlimited potential. They are Satchidanand Roop. They are the spirit soul, part and parcels of Krishna. And each one of them can be engaged in service of Krishna. So he saw what is their good quality that can be then used in service of Krishna. So somebody was good at woodworking. So he made them to do all this, make temples and make Jagannath Rath, make the Jagannath Ji's cart. Or somebody is good at painting, somebody is good at writing, somebody is good at printing, or in business. So he utilized all their skills in different aspects of Krishna conscious services, so that not only they became the topmost devotees, the Uttam Adhikaris, but also they help to spread this Krishna conscious movement so much that it has, it is described that such a movement has never happened before and will never happen again. Na bhuto na bhavishyati, that it was such a miracle that Prabhupada did, because he was a Uttam Adhikari himself. So he could completely convince them and transform their hearts. So this is the qualification of a topmost devotee, his qualities. Okay, he does not discriminate. But this three categorization, can somebody tell me what is this based on? What are the two things that decide whether you are a first class, second class, or third class devotees? You may not know, I'm not sure. We have discussed this in the past.
Is it based on
I will put it
scriptures
on the
and
screen.
faith in God?
Yes. Hari Bol. 3 times Hari Bol for Mataji. Hari Bol. Hari
Haribo,
Bol.
Haribo, Haribo.
So look at this. It says, Shraddhavan Jan Haya Bhakti Adhikari Uttam Madhyam Kanishta Shraddha Anusari. How much faith we have in Krishna. So the topmost devotee, the Uttam Adhikari, has unflinching faith. He's completely convinced that this is it. This is where the actual value lies. So he does not pay value to anything else because his Shraddha, his faith is unwavering. He knows that there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. This is it. This is my purpose, my goal of life. We keep wavering, right? Madhyam Adhikari has more faith than the Kanishta Adhikari. Madhyam Adhikari is more fixed in his faith. But the Kanishta Adhikari, the lowermost people like us, the third class devotee, their faith is very wavering. Somebody will tell them something and they'll start doing something else. You know, what is there in Krishna consciousness? Why did you stop eating onion, garlic? There is so much taste in the bhel puri on the street. You're not eating all that. Let's go have some chicken kebabs and something. And you'll be like, yeah, why am I doing this again? So his faith is very wavering. He will quickly fall off. He can fall away from the path. And then Mataji said the second thing was his understanding of scriptures. Shastra yukta suni puna drida shraddha janra uttam adhikari se tarae samsara. So uttam adhikari has the topmost knowledge in the shastras. Okay, so he can convey this knowledge. He can convince other people, and he can tarae samsara. He can deliver this whole world. So it is said that even if there is one Uttam Adhikari in this world, he is enough to deliver this whole world, as we see in case of Prabhupada. You can see in the bottom line. So his logic, his arguments, nobody can defeat him in that. Okay. So we sometimes, when somebody poses a very difficult, complicated question to us, we may not be able to uphold and our own faith may waver. But Madhyam Adhikari is able to convince more, and Uttam Adhikari has very a topmost understanding of scriptures and firm faith in scriptures. Shastra yuktau cha nipuna shravatha drida nischaya proda shraddha. Sorry, I'm reading it in different tone. Shastre yuktau cha nipuna sarvatha drida nischaya proda shraddha adhikariya sabhakta uttamau mata. One who is expert in logic, in understanding the scriptures, and who always has firm conviction and deep faith, which is not blind. It is not blind faith, is to be considered a topmost devotee in devotional service. So like that, there are so many. Shastra yukti nahi jane drida shraddhavan madhyam adhikari se mahabhagyavan. Madhyam adhikari, the second class devotee, who is not very expert in argument and logic based on revealed scriptures, but who has firm faith, is considered a second class devotee. He also must be considered most fortunate, mahabhagyavan. So right now, our responsibility is to become at least Madhyam Adhikari. Okay. From Kanishta, we have to rise to the platform of Madhyam Adhikari, where we are trying to improve our knowledge of scriptures and making our faith firm. And who does not know scriptures very well and does not have firm faith? Sorry, not this one. Let's look at the neophyte. Jahara komal shraddha se kanishta jana krame krame tenu bhakta haibe uttama. Jahara komal shraddha, who has komal shraddha se kanishta jana. They are the third class devotee, that is a neophyte devotee. But gradually, krame krame, eventually this will become bhakta haibe uttama. He will become topmost devotee. He will rise to that first class platform. Yo bhavet komal shraddha sa kanishto nigadyate. So whose faith is not very strong, this is a neophyte devotee. Anyways, I'm just showing you various verses, and similarly so many verses come in 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam also about who is a top class devotee. So you can see the most advanced devotee sees within everything the soul of all souls, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord and understands that everything that exists is eternally situated within the Lord. So he sees everything in relation to Krishna. That is why his vision is very advanced. We only see people based on their externals. Somebody is rich, somebody is poor, somebody is illiterate, somebody is famous, somebody is beautiful, somebody is tall, somebody is fat, somebody is Indian or American or African or black or white or Asian, Japanese, like that. So, and we discriminate based on that. Even based on external religion also, we discriminate. But Uttam Adhikari knows that everybody is in relation to Krishna. An intermediate or second class devotee called Madhyam Adhikari offers his love to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is a sincere friend to all devotees of the Lord. He shows mercy to ignorant people and disregards the envious people. I will not go into this. Some of you understand this, I hope, that Madhyam Adhikari deals with different people differently. This is needed for him. He will preach to the innocent people. He will disregard the envious people. He befriends the devotees of the Lord, and he offers his love to the Uttam Adhikaris and to the Supreme Lord. He gives his heart. So he does not give his heart to the ordinary people of this heart of this world. He gives his heart to the Supreme Lord and to the top class devotees. But he has friendly relationships with the devotees of the Lord, and he shows mercy, meaning he shows compassion to the simple people, ignorant people, people who can come to Krishna consciousness. He will show compassion to them, but he will avoid or he will disregard upeksha of the people that are envious. So, like that, there are different classifications. This is a verse which talks about Kali Yuga. I'll come back to it in a few minutes. Let's go back to Bhagavad Gita. Let's do the next couple verses. And we'll just read them straight because they're talking about Ashtanga Yoga. So let's read 10. Okay, let's read 10 and then 11, 12. We'll just straight read it. Yogi yunjita satatam. Yogi yunjita
Yogi yuncita satam
atmanam rahasi sthita.
atmanam
Atmanam rahasi
sthita
sthita
Ekaki yata chittatma.
ekaki
ekaki
yat
yat
chittatma
Nirashir aparigraha.
nirashir
nirashiraha.
aparigraha.
Okay, so now starts the Ashtanga Yoga portion for next few verses. Can somebody read this?
Can read, Mataji.
Yes.
A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from the desires and the feelings of possessiveness.
So this is straightforward. So a yogi, this is talking more about an Ashtanga yogi person who lives alone in a secluded place. His body, mind, word, self is engaged only in relationship with Supreme. Okay, so he's only trying to reinvoke his relationship with the Supreme. For that, he has to separate himself from this world. So he has to go to a secluded place. And he controls his mind very carefully. And he should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. So feeling of possessiveness means that this is mine and this belongs to me. Aham mameti. Okay. That I am this body or this thing belongs to me, this person belongs to me, this property, this profession, this country, this community, this is mine, or I have done this. All this type of me, mine type of tendency, he's free from those and free from desires. Again, desires meaning material desires or external desires to become materially accomplished, famous, have fans, followers, properties, wealth, enhance your material position, become very comfortable in this world. Those kind of desires he does not have. So such a person can then try to establish his relationship with the Supreme. Like I told you, our problem is that we have to somehow stay in this world. We cannot seclude ourselves, at least until we get to the age of retirement, which is in our scriptures 50 or maybe 50, practically speaking, maybe 55 for some people. So Vanprastha is when we can start secluding ourselves more and more. But right now we have to stay in our prescribed duty, like Arjun. We have to fight in this battlefield and understand how to control our mind, body, words, actions while living within this world. So while fighting this battle in this Kurukshetra, in this battlefield of our life, how do we control our mind? So that I will discuss a little bit separately. But this is for Ashtanga Yogi, for Vanprastha, or for other yugas when people were able to go to forests or secluded places and just completely immerse themselves in Paramatma realization. So with that understanding, taking that as baseline understanding, let's read this. Mataji, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. Krishna is realized in different degrees as Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Brahman.
Krishna
So this
consciousness means
is never pronounced Brahman. This Brahman would have a diacritic on I'm telling you because this will keep coming up. So Brahman, Brahman, Gyatva iti Brahman. The one who knows Brahman is Brahman. One who knows the spiritual platform is Brahman. So Brahman is the spiritual platform. It is the spiritual effulgence of the Lord. So these are the three aspects of the Lord: His effulgence, the Paramatma, which is local feature of the Lord, and the Supreme Lord, which is Bhagwan. Okay, yes, Mataji. Please start.
Krishna is realized in different degrees as Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna consciousness means concisely to be always engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. But those who are attached to the impersonal Brahman or the localized Supersoul are also partially Krishna conscious because the impersonal Brahman is the spiritual ray of Krishna and the Supersoul is all pervading partial expansion of Krishna. Thus, the impersonalist and the mediator are also directly Krishna conscious. A directly Krishna conscious person is the topmost transcendentalist because such a devotee knows what is meant by Brahman and Paramatma. His knowledge of the absolute truth is perfect, whereas the impersonalist and the meditative yogi are imperfectly Krishna conscious. Nevertheless, all these are instructed herewith to be constantly engaged in their particular pursuits so that they may come to the highest perfection sooner or later. The first business of a transcendentalist is to keep the mind always on Krishna. One should always think of Krishna and not forget him even for a moment. Concentration of the mind on the Supreme is called samadhi or trance. In order to concentrate the mind, one should always remain in the seclusion and avoid disturbance by external objects. He should be very careful to accept favorable and reject unfavorable conditions that affect his realization. And in perfect determination, he should not hanker after unnecessary material things that entangle him by feelings of possessiveness.
Mataji, can you pause for a second?
Sure.
So the first paragraph is discussing about Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. Some of you know that these are the three aspects of the Lord. Brahman is his effulgence, okay? Paramatma is his localized feature, meaning that Paramatma, which is present within our heart next to the soul. So this is the Paramatma or the super soul, okay? And the third is Bhagwan, which is the individual person who performs pastimes, who can engage in emotional relationship with us, with whom we want a relationship, to whom we can render services. To Brahman and Paramatma, we cannot render services and relationships are not possible. So these are the three aspects of the Lord. Some people, some spiritualists just want to engage with the Brahman. They want to merge in the effulgence of the Lord. Some people just want to realize the Paramatma within the heart. And some people, which are bhaktas, want to have relationship with the Bhagwan. So these are the three things. Please remember this: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. We have discussed them many times before. These are the three aspects of the absolute truth. Okay. The example given is, for example, a train is coming from a distance. So you know, so you can hear the train coming. Okay, even before you see it. So the sound of the train is like Brahman, which means it travels in the distance. Okay. Paramatma is the localized feature which can be appreciated. So when the train comes to the platform, you can see what it looks like. So Paramatma is the localized feature that is present within our heart. You can appreciate his guidance within your heart and like that. But then the final experience, the ultimate experience is to go inside the train, to travel within the train, which is the Bhagwan. So that is why Bhagwan is considered a topmost experience which a devotee wants, because the train can take you places. Now you can sit there comfortably. You can have experience of travel within the train. So just the sound is not enough. Just looking at the train is not enough. We want the ultimate experience of being in the train. So in this way, there are three aspects of the absolute truth. That is one understanding. So Prabhupada is saying the impersonalist people are who go after Brahman and Paramatma, the impersonal aspects of the Lord. Impersonal aspects cannot have personal relationship, whereas Bhagwan can have personal relationship. So that is why they are called impersonalist. but we want a personal relationship with the Supreme. We don't just want the impersonal realization. Then the next part of this is, what's going on here? Sorry, I'm just trying to work this. Okay, there we go. The next part of this is to reject, to accept favorable and to reject unfavorable things. We talked about this in detail in the last class, that there are things that are anukul or favorable to our spiritual life and certain things that are unfavorable, that are not, that are pratikul, that should be avoided. So, anukulyasya sankalpa. So make a sankalp or with determination, accept the favorable things, anukul things, but pratikulyasya varjanam, but avoid the pratikul or unfavorable things, they're called inauspicious things. So from the material standpoint, they may be very fun, they may be very popular things, like certain celebrities or certain sports or certain activities, certain places are very famous, very popular. They're advertised a lot, but we should reject those things. And we discussed this concept called Shubhasya Shigram. So I finally found out what Ravan was telling Lakshman at his deathbed. He told Lakshman, we discussed this last time. He told Lakshman that I was always delaying the favorable things and I was doing the unfavorable things quickly. For example, he said, my whole life I wanted to make a stairway to heaven, but I just kept thinking about it and never did it. So when you have a spiritual inclination, a service that you can do, a favorable thing like let's say attending a class or rendering a service, making prasadam, whatever, some service, some direct or indirect Krishna conscious thing you can accomplish, you can achieve, then you should do it very quickly. You should not let your mind convince you to go otherwise. Okay, this is training of the mind that favorable things should be done quickly. Shubhasya shigram. But he said, when unfavorable thought came to my mind that Sita is so beautiful and I should kidnap her, I want to enjoy with her, then that thing I did very quickly. So I wasted so much time in doing favorable things, but I quickly did the unfavorable things. It should be opposite. Train your mind that when unfavorable things come to your mind, desires come to mind, thoughts or emotions come to mind, then procrastinate them. Do not encourage them, do not entertain them. Okay, discourage them, procrastinate them. बाद में कर लेंगे, देखा जाएगा, we'll see. So unfavorable things, just be loosey goosey, soft about them. Don't be very active or ambitious about them. But favorable things become very active, very ambitious, very attentive when those things are concerned. Okay, I don't know how to get rid of this. We can skip this paragraph. Let's go to Mataji. Can you finish this last paragraph?
Yes, Mataji. A Krishna conscious person well knows that everything belongs to Krishna, and thus he is always free from the feelings of personal possession. As such, he has no hankering for anything on his own personal account. He knows how to accept things in favor of Krishna consciousness and how to reject things unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. He is always aloof from material things because he is always transcendental and he is always alone, having nothing to do with persons not in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness is the perfect yogi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So in this, I don't have much to share. We already discussed he's aloof from material things. He's very careful to accept favorable and reject unfavorable. He's always alone. Now, alone means, we are not alone, but but the point is that when we are with the worldly people, let's say you go to work or with family members that are not very favorable, so whatever, or with friends, you are obliged to attend certain gatherings, things like that. So you don't have to take those people's association. So you can be aloof, or you can listen to what they have to say, but not be convinced by their convictions, right? Your own faith should be very strong in Krishna consciousness. You should be convinced about this path, and you should not take you should not share your heart with them. You should not get influenced by them, right? You should not get inspired by them. So the things they're doing, activities they're doing, things that they're talking about, the plans they have. So they may have a lot of worldly plans, worldly thoughts and activities and belief systems. Don't get inspired by that. Don't become too attentive in that. Don't become very ambitious about them or actively participate in it. Stay true to your convictions, your faith that you have in Krishna consciousness. And that is a test of your faith, that when you mingle with the outside people, worldly people, you can still hold on to your spiritual beliefs and convictions and stay on this path without wavering. I will try to open that document again because I messed it up. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let's go to the next verse. Next verse also about Ashtanga Yoga. We can read both next two verses and we'll just read the purport of the first one. And I'll just hope that you will read the other purport yourself. Okay, so 11, 12 and 13, 14 are together. Let's read all four of these. 11 and 12. So what else does this Ashtanga Yogi does? Shuchau deshe pratishthapya. Shuchau deshe pratishthapya. Stiram asanam atmanah. Stiram
Stiram asanam atmana.
Nati uchiritam nati nicham. Nati
Nati
nicham.
uchritam
Yaritam
nati
Naticham
Chailajana kushottaram.
Kailajana
Kushottaram.
Kushottaram
Kushottaram.
Tatra ekagram mana kritva. Tatra
Tatra
ekagram mana kritva.
Kritva
Yacchittendriya kriya. Yacchittendriya
Chittendriya
kriya.
Kriya
Upvishyasane yunjad. Upvishyasane yunjad.
Upvishyasane Yunjad
Yogam atma vishuddhaye. Yogam
Yogam
atma
Atma Vishuddhaye.
Let's read the next also. I'll recite these. Samam kaya shiro grivam. Samam kaya shiro grivam. Dharayan achalam stiraha. Dharayan
Dharayan
achalam
Achalam
stiraha.
Stira
Samprekshya nasikagram swam. Samprekshya
Samprekshya
nasikagram
Nasikagram
swam.
Swam
Dishasyanavalokayan.
Deshasthanavalokaya
Dishasyanavalokayan. Prashantatma vigadbhir. Prashantatma
Prashantatma
Vigatati.
brahmachari vrate stitah.
Brahmachari Vrate
Stita.
Stita
Mana samyamya machitto. Mana
Mana
samyamya
Samyamya
machitto.
Machitto
Yukta asita matparaha. Yukta
Yukta
asita
asita
matparaha.
matpara.
Okay, can somebody read this translation?
Can I read?
Yes.
To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with the deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point.
Okay, can you read the next one also? This one.
One should hold one's body, neck, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life.
Okay, yes. So this is describing the practices of a Ashtanga Yogi. Okay. Remember that in our practices, like in Bhakti Yoga, which is what Krishna consciousness is, where we are trying to reestablish our relationship with the Supreme Lord, we use these practices to the extent that they're helpful. So Ashtanga Yoga is helpful in a lot of our practices. For example, like going to a secluded, now of course, going to a secluded place is mentioned here, sitting in a clean place, right? Sit firmly on the ground, sit erect with an erect posture, straight back. Control the activities of your mind, senses, stare at the tip of your nose. And in this unagitated, subdued mind, you focus on the Paramatma. This is mentioned here in these two verses. So we use these, for example, when we are chanting, okay? When we even, just to sort of focus on the holy names also, you need to sit in a secluded place. You don't want to sit with a lot of people. Let's say TV is going on, or people are just talking and chatting with each other, right? Because we will get distracted. So even secluded place, we should have in our own home also some area where we can go and just sit quietly, where nobody will disturb us, where nobody will keep talking to us, keep disturbing us. Unless they're devotees that are also chanting with you, that's fine. But if they're just creating disturbance, agitating your mind, then you need to go to a separate place, right? And that is what a mandir is. So mandir is a place where mana is being controlled. So that's what mandir means, where man is being controlled, where you have such ambience. So you should have such ambience. So basically, the ambience is being described, your position, your posture, the place is being described, that it should be a sanctified place. You may have a temple in your place. You can sit in front of a deity. Now, you may not need to stare on the tip of your nose or between your eyebrows. You could look at the picture of the Lord. You could look at the deity of the Lord. You could look at Tulsi Maharani. So something to sort of ground you, bring you back to the holy names. You can even look at the holy names written on a paper. In this way, you are sitting in a place that has nice vibes or ambience. Okay, people go to dham for this. People go to mandir or temple for this, right? And then sit in a clean place. It should be clean place. It should not be cluttered, because the more things we have around us, the more we will think about those things, the more our mind will tend to wander. So those are some tricks with chanting, that we should sit in a place which is clean, which has nice ambience, which has maybe picture of deities or deities itself or Tulsi Maharani there, or other devotees could be there, but should not have too much clutter or objects around, so that your mind will not latch on to those objects or things of this world. Okay, there should be divine things, there should be spiritual objects, spiritual paraphernalia around. Seat should neither be too high nor too low, okay, in a sacred place, and sit on it very firmly and practice yoga. Okay, in this way, you are a practitioner of yoga. You are trying to control your senses, your mind. Try not to let the urges of senses distract you, urges of mind take you away from the holy names. Okay, fixing the mind on one point. Now, Ashtanga Yogi is fixing his mind on one point. As a Bhakti Yoga practitioner, you're fixing your mind on the mantra. Mantra also means, the word comes from Manas Trayate iti mantra. The chant or the word that delivers the mind is called mantra. So mantra cannot be something whimsical. It cannot be something made up. I cannot just start saying name of a celebrity. I cannot start saying Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, and feel the transient vibe. No, that will not happen. I cannot start saying some name of some object like Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. No, it has to be a bona fide, authentic mantra which is given by our scriptures, because it is a divine sound which does not belong to this world. Okay, so holy names, for example, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is considered the mantra that is meant to deliver the people of this age, this Kali Yuga. So we focus on each and every name of this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the 16 syllable Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So it goes like this: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the chant that we focus on. So Manastrayate iti mantra. There are not many things can subdue your mind, can calm your mind, but Hare Krishna Mahamantra can. Okay, so we have to focus on each and every name. I would hope that you can read these two purports yourself. In 11th and 12th, I'll just bring your attention to this. line.
Animation versus rap.
It is said in Brihan Naradiya Puran, it is said that in Kali Yuga, when people in general are short lived, slow in spiritual realization, and always disturbed by various anxieties, the best means of spiritual realization is chanting the holy names of the Lord. So in Kali Yuga, people are short lived, okay? They're very lazy, they're very quarrelsome. And this is the verse I was showing you from Bhagavatam also. Prayen alpayusha sabhya, that the people of this day and age are prayen. Prayen means almost always they're alpa ayush. They are very short. Their life is very short. They're very short duration of life. They may live up to like 80, maximum 90, maximum 100 years of age. Kalau asmin yuge jana. In this Kal Yuga, the people are very short lived. They are manda. Manda means they are very lazy. Sumanda. Sumanda means they're very misguided. Mandbhagya. Mandbhagya means they're very unlucky. They're very unfortunate. And upadruta means they're very disturbed. So people, their minds are very disturbed, agitated. They're very unlucky. They are very lazy and they're misguided. Misguided means that they're very much taking to the worldly opinion. They just latch on to whatever somebody tells them. They believe in the things that are fed to them by the world, by the people of this world. So they're very misguided and they're very unlucky. They're very lazy. They don't want to put in any effort. So it's not possible for them to go to a secluded place to engage in this type of austere yoga practice of Ashtanga yoga. So that's why for them the best practice is to chant the holy names of the Lord. That is why Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam eva kevalam, Kalau Nasti eva, Nasti eva, Nasti eva gatiranyatha. So in Kali Yuga, there is no other way, no other way, no other way. Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam eva kevalam. This is the only way, only way. And there is no other way. Gatir Anyatha, there is no other gati possible. There is no other way to get out of this world in Kali Yuga other than by the means of the holy names. So please read that yourself, the purports. It is talking about how this Ashtanga Yoga practice is not just for health benefit. It is not just for making your body wholesome. Okay, it is for realization of the supreme. So such type of yoga practices, like there are so many yoga studios and all, but those yoga studios are only engaged in, they're only there for health benefits, only for bodily benefits. The real yoga is the one that connects you to the supreme. So where the localized Paramatma feature, the Vishnu Murti should be realized within the heart. That is the purpose of these Ashtanga yogis, but not the people right now. What is going on is that there is this fad where in all these Western countries and even in India, yeah, yoga is just used for making your body healthy, which is fine, which is okay, which is needed, but that is not the ultimate purpose of the Ashtanga yoga. So people are basically using the yoga to actually engage in more sense gratification, more sexual and sensual engagements. That is not the purpose of that yoga. Actually, one should, as you saw in this verse, it was said that one should not engage in sexual practices, which is also not possible for householders because we are all householders. So in this day and age, it is not possible to engage in Ashtanga yoga because of so many restrictions that are so many things we have to give up in Ashtanga yoga. So Prabhupada says in that purport that actually in the Dhyan yoga or Gyan yoga school, householders are not allowed. They are not permitted. Only in Bhakti yoga, householders can hope to advance. Because anybody that engages in, unless they follow strict brahmacharya, celibacy, they are not allowed as Gyan yogi or Dhyan yogis. So Bhakti yoga is not only the best path, but it is available for all. There are no restrictions. There are certain regulations, yes, certain moderation that you follow. You have to follow a discipline, but you don't have to give up the things in such a hard manner and impose artificial restrictions on yourself. I'll pause here because I could never get to those functions of mind that I wanted to. So I want to spend at least 5 minutes on that. But before that, anybody has any questions about what we discussed?
Mataji, so
Yes.
we are giving them we are giving the more importance on Nam, like Ram, Krishna. Do you think these names are having a strong energy than, or um, while chanting, we are imagining the energy or imagining the Supreme Lord is giving the more benefit.
So, Prabhu, we are not imagining.
My name
So,
is Ramchandra, but his name is giving the more importance, or Supreme Lord energy is giving the importance. Mataji,
Prabhuji, Naam is not non-different from the Lord. So we are not imagining anything. Name is not just giving energy or anything. Name is non-different from Lord. So when we say, for example, I say, I'll take my husband's example. His name is Nirbhay, but he's very bhaybheet of some situations, right? He may not be completely fearless. We want to become fearless, but we're not. But we are named such. So the name does not mean, for us, name does not mean anything, right? Somebody could be named something, but they may not have those qualities. Like somebody is Ajita or Amar or Pavitra, whatever, but they don't have those qualities at all. But in case of Lord's names, name is non-different from the Lord. Okay. So that this is this is proved by many, many verses. When you say name of the Lord himself is present there. Okay. So it's more like you can compare it to a phone call to the Lord. So when you say his name, when you dial phone, your mom will pick up and she's there, right? She's there. She's talking to you. So when you say the name of the Lord is present in the name. So Lord is present. It's not that there is some energy or we're just imagining or it is just some nice vibes or ambience. It is not just that. Okay. It is the Lord himself. Okay. So there are many, many verses. I am trying to think of the ones that, yeah. So I'll just tell you some verses. Okay. So it is said in the glorification of holy name. कली काले नाम रूपे कृष्णा अवतार नाम हईते हया सर्वा जगत निस्तार. Kali Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. In Kali Yuga, Krishna has taken avatar in the form of name, his name. So his names are not nothing but the incarnation of Krishna. So you cannot say that it is just something, it is Krishna himself. He has taken incarnation. Okay. Um, कली कालेरा धर्मा कृष्णा नाम संकीर्तन कृष्णा शक्ति विना नहीं तारा प्रवर्तन तारा मध्य सर्वश्रेष्ठा नाम संकीर्तन निरपराधे नाम लैले पाए प्रेम धन. So many verses are there. I don't even know where to stop. Anyway, so basically you understand that in this day and age, there is abhinnatvan nam namina, that um, Krishna's name is abhin or non-different, okay? Same as Krishna. Abhinnatvan nam namina, okay? So there is no difference between nam and nami. So it is said, नाम चिंतामणि कृष्णा चैतन्य रास विग्रह पूर्ण शुद्धो नित्य मुक्तो अभिन्नत्वं नाम नामिना. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which says, it also comes in Padma Puran, sorry. It comes in Padma Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says Krishna's Naam is Vigraha Roop of Krishna, meaning deity form of Krishna. It is a form of Krishna. Purna Shuddho, it is completely auspicious, it is completely purifying. Nitya Mukto, it is completely free and it will free you. Okay, Nitya Mukto. Abhinnatvan Nam Namina, and there is no difference between Nam and Nami. There is no difference between the person and the names of the person in this case. Okay, so Lord Ram is same. Lord Ram's names are glorified so much. Like so many. But to speak of Lord Ram, even Lord Hanuman, who is a devotee of the Lord, his names are glorified, right? Bhoot Pishach Nikat Nahi Aave, Mahavir Jab Naam Sunave. So if the devotee's name could have so much power and potency, imagine the name of his Prabhu, whose names he's always chanting. So there is no difference between Nam and Nami, and this is the only way in which one can get delivered from this in this age. We'll have some class one day on the glories of Lord's names. So those glories are very, very profound, as deep as oceanic as an ocean. Anybody else has any questions before I talk about a couple things about mind control? Couple tools that I wanted to give you. If not, we'll. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to talk about mind, and I'll go systematically, but one of the things about mind is, so please start observing
Mama, I want to tell you something.
from today, okay? From today, this is something you can do today. Observe the mind as a separate entity, okay? You are not your mind. Remember that mind is a part of subtle body. You are not this subtle body. You are not this gross body. So mind is separate from you. It's like saying, mera haath, my hand, okay? But my hand is not me. Similarly, we say mera man or mera dil. My heart is saying this. My mind is saying this. So start observing mind as a separate entity, and we have talked about this before, but start doing this very practically on a daily basis. Watch its functions. See what is mind doing, what thoughts are coming into it, what emotions or feelings are coming into it, and what desires are coming into it. Okay, start seeing those things and start filtering them. Do not respond to each and every thought. Do not respond to each and every desire. Do not respond to each and every feeling or emotions. You can discard. Most of them will be garbage. Okay, most of them will be garbage. Do not respond to those thoughts. Do not identify with those things. Don't think. People in this world give very much prominence to their feelings, to their sentiments, to their desires, to their thoughts. Do not. You are completely separate from those things that are coming in. Mind is like a software. Mind is like a CPU, like a processing unit, okay, for the body. So things are coming in. You have a choice where you can process what comes in, what is discarded. Maximum things can be discarded. The desires, the thoughts, the emotions, the opinions, the biases the world puts in, the perceptions, the beliefs, so many things, misunderstandings, so many things that are coming in. Just let them. A lot of those things are garbage, okay? So that is one thing. So create a distance from your mind, and then you will have some clarity. You will be able to see the clear picture that my mind is thinking this, my mind is feeling this, my mind is wanting this, okay? Separate yourself, become aware of it, become conscious of it, okay? That is one thing. So for that, introspection may be needed. You may need that lone time that Krishna is talking about, sitting in seclusion. Some lone time may be needed. I do it on paper by writing, by journaling. You can do it in your head as introspection, but sit with yourself and introspect, okay? What is happening around me and how much I need to respond to various things that are coming into the mind. That is one thing. So becoming aware of mind as a separate entity, okay? Second thing is a tool for the mind, okay? Already one tool we have discussed is do not allow extra value to be placed on unnecessary things of this world. That was another tool, okay? I hope somebody's jotting these down or you're jotting these down. These are tools for mind control. So one is observe your mind as a separate entity. Number two is understand where the actual value lie and do not allow mind to put extra value on unnecessary things, on unfavorable things, okay? This concept is popularized by Radhanath Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. He calls it feed the good dog, starve the bad dog. Okay, he says that we have two dogs fighting in our inner consciousness. One is a good dog, one is a bad dog. Good dog wants favorable things, auspicious things. Bad dog wants unfavorable, unnecessary, inauspicious, ashubh thing. So do not feed the bad dog, starve the bad dog and feed the good dog. Okay. So this is second concept. And we discussed about procrastinating the bad things and quickly with urgency accepting the good things. Okay. Then the third point is, another technique is practice what is called mindfulness. Mindfulness is a concept that is very popular these days, and it is very practical technique you can use. Mindfulness means to stay in the present, okay? To stay in the present. No point. So for example, can somebody tell me, let's say I ask Sakshi Mataji, can you change your past? What has happened in the past?
No, Mataji.
No. So you do not have control on the past, right? So there is no point focus. So mind, so please understand this function of mind. This is a function of mind. Remember that mind is acting like an enemy. So what mind does is it takes you away from present. It keeps you either in past or future. Okay. It does not allow you to stay in present. It tries to either complain about the past things, or if some fun things happened, then it will reimagine those pleasurable things and make them very big. It will make them seem more pleasurable than they actually were in that time. Like when I think of my medical school days, I think of them very, very fondly. And in that time, I was suffering. In that time, I was in difficulty. But now, when I think about the past, I think of it as very, very fun, very relaxed time, right? So mind always reimagines the good times of past as more, as bigger, as much more pleasurable than they were. And it also tends to complain about the past. The other thing it does is it keeps dwelling on possibilities of future. Okay, so it keeps you fearful and anxious about future. This may happen, that may happen. What if this person does that? What if I lose my job? What if this happens, that happens? In this way, it keeps you fearful and anxious about future and keeps you either complaining or too absorbed in the imagined happiness of the past. So it keeps you in past and future, but in the present time, it is not satisfied. It just typically complains about the present. So practice mindfulness. First of all, don't let it go into past and future too much. Okay. Try to focus on the present. Okay. Um, and in the present moment also focus on uh, what is in my control. Okay, this is another technique to remember for mind. Always focus on things that are in your control. The past is not in your control. The future is in your control to some extent. So focus on what is in your control. Okay, don't let the mind dwell on things you cannot control. Okay, for example, can I control what Suhas Mataji thinks about me? I may be very, very nice to her, but she may have decided that this lady is no good. She may have, because of one action, some action of mine, somebody may have developed some animosity to me. And no matter what I say, I cannot change their opinion. So other people's opinions are not in my control. Other people's beliefs, thoughts, emotions, desires, they're not in my control. So I should not think about other people's opinions, beliefs, thoughts, etc. Okay. I can barely control my own thoughts, opinions, beliefs. I should not worry about other people's. Okay. So focus on what is in your control. The mind tends to take you into areas which are not in your circle of influence. So focus on what is in your control. Okay. For example, there was a story I was hearing. Yeah. Rahul Dravid's story was coming up that he was in this, Nagarjun Prabhu might know, there was a match he was playing in which was a very deciding match of his life. And he needed to perform really well in it, or he will not be selected for the next tournament or something like that. And he was not faring very well in it. He was losing. Okay. So at that time, he describes, I decided I do not know what will be the outcome of this game, but I will just take one ball at a time. I will just play this particular ball to the best of my ability because this ball is right now, how I play it is in my control. Okay. So what is in our control is the present moment, what we do with this moment. Okay. The mind as an enemy, uncontrolled mind, will keep you in past, future, and in things that are beyond your control. So first of all, come back to the present, and even within present, come to the things that are in your control. Just start training mind to think like this is not in my control. What can I do if somebody thinks like this about me? Or what can I do if somebody is doing this with their life? I cannot, this is beyond my circle of influence. So let go of things that are not in your control. So when you are chanting, this technique is used. This particular mantra I can chant to the best of my ability. So take one mantra at a time, take one moment at a time, take one day at a time. Today, I can do this with my day. Okay. Maybe I wasted all my life until now, but today I can do this. Okay. So don't waste your time focusing on past or future, which is what mind will tend to do. Okay. This is so don't let it complain about present and try to uh, focus on the things that are in your control.
We suffer, Mataji, mostly because of the two faculties of mind, that is the memory and imagination.
Yeah. So yeah, that is very right. So does this help though, to help to understand that it doesn't help to focus on previous memories because that's gone, that's done with, right? And imagining fears, imagining scenarios which may or may not happen, imagining pleasures, past pleasures or future pleasures, that is really wasteful, right? It is not
Yes,
in.
Mataji.
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest thing. If we can do that, is forget about the past and not worry about the future. That is the biggest enemy of our mind.
Yeah. That is a function of mind, that it will keep you in past and future and does not let you focus on the present. So understand that. You understand it and then you work on it, right? Let me see if I can give you one more sutra and then we can stop. You already understood about filtering, right? But so Namita Mataji, are your emotions, thoughts, and desires in your control?
No.
No?
Yes, kind of, yes.
Yes, they're in your control. You can decide what emotions you can decide to filter. So that is
Yeah.
it. Okay. Are my emotions in your control?
No,
Are my thoughts in your control?
no.
Right now I'm thinking something very bad about some situation.
Right.
Look, if I decide not to change my mindset, it is not in your control. Only your own mindset is in your control, right? So your thoughts, emotions, and desires are in your control. So focus on those, okay? Focus on your thoughts, emotions. What am I thinking? Okay, I don't need to think about this. I don't need to feel this way. You can reject those emotions. You can reject. That's what I was saying. That's the first thing we talked about, observing what is mind doing and then filter those thoughts, emotions, and desires that are wasteful, that are not needed, and most of those are garbage and not needed. Right?
One question, Mataji. So, like, we can, like, if something comes in mind and we can think, like, okay, I can remove this, I don't want to think this, I will think like that, but still we can't stop the mind, right? It keeps on coming into the mind, like the same thought, it keeps on repeating. So, how to stop that?
Mataji, with practice, once you start the practice, the problem is we think we are training, we have not started the training of our mind. Right now, until this Bhagavad Gita discussion, chapter 6, we did not know about mind control, if you're very honest with us. I did not know until I came into contact with Bhagavad Gita. I did not know. I started tangibly training and practicing my mind, controlling, restraining it only when I came in contact with this knowledge. So we have not done anything yet. So we cannot say that mind is wandering right now because we have not done anything about it. So let's start training. It's a slow process, but as you keep starving the bad dog, these bad thoughts, bad emotions, bad desires, bad beliefs, bad opinions, I will not let them affect me. You keep unfavorable things, temptation to enjoy them. Keep starving the bad dog, and the bad dog will slowly disappear. Okay?
Okay.
So it will get started, but you have to do it for a long period of time. But start making this habit on a daily basis we did not even know, I did not even know before coming in contact with Bhagavad Gita that I'm not my mind. I was entertaining all the thoughts, everything that I'm feeling, all the emotions, all the desires. I was thinking that is me. Only after Bhagavad Gita, I realized that I'm not my mind. I'm completely separate from my mind, and mind is my enemy at this point. Mind is working against me. So I have to train it, I have to control it. So let's start training it, and then you will see tangible difference within a few months, actually. Okay, I think we can stop for now. And then one thing about rejecting unfavorable things is, I'll just give you one more principle. If somebody's writing, they can write this down. Mind, when it dwells on something, okay, it will start convincing intelligence to help it, okay? So initially we have a thought, and then thought will become action, okay? So do not let intelligence get involved, okay? Which means, let's say I want to eat samosa right now, and today's Ekadashi. Do not let mind, do not let these thoughts go over into contemplation. Thoughts, when become contemplation becomes a irreversible thing, because contemplation is a point where intelligence becomes involved. Intelligence now starts deciding, how can I get samosa? And it will start saying, okay, you are very, it will start convincing me. You do all these Ekadashi. It's okay. Today you can skip this one. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We will keep Janmashtami properly. Why on Janmashtami you keep Nirjal fasting? Okay. But today let's have samosa, right? Today I'm going for a gathering where samosa will be served. I really want to have it. It's okay. You can chant another extra 16 rounds tomorrow in lieu of that. So in this way, when the intelligence gets involved, you will start making plans on how to enjoy the unfavorable things, or how to engage in unfavorable activities. So discard the unfavorable thoughts before the planning starts happening. Once the planning starts happening, these things become out of our control. They become irreversible. So don't let the mind go into planning mode, where the intelligence is now planning on how to enjoy that thing, how to do that activity. So discard it as soon as the thought comes in. Don't even entertain the thought. Don't go into contemplation mode. Okay, I'll stop here. Any quick questions before we stop?
Mataji, can I just recap the tools of mind control, see if I got this right?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
So the first we are saying is observing our mind, and then
As a
filtering
separate
it.
entity, separate from me. I'm not my mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm writing it too, so. And then feeding the good, filtering it and feeding the good and rejecting the bad thoughts. And then the third is practice mindfulness, which do not dwell in the past and don't worry about the future. Just live in the present and focus on what's on your control. Is that right?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. So one was the three functions of mind: thinking, feeling, willing, that we have understood, which we are attacking. Okay, we are filtering those. Other function was that mind tends to focus on past and future, so that we are attacking by being mindful, staying in present. Another function of mind is that it gets confused by what is not in its control. It tends to dwell on things that are not in its control. So rather train it to focus on things that are in its control. Okay. And then mind involves intelligence by planning unfavorable things. So don't let mind involve intelligence. Stop it before intelligence gets involved. So those are the four functions and that we are attacking with different things. Does that make sense?
Yes, Mataji, got it.
Okay. I hope you can do these things practically, and it can be done practically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a practice over time. We just have to keep doing it. It's not going to happen in a day, but yes, this definitely helps.
Okay, so we'll stop. Anybody else wants to share anything? Sakshi Mataji, Pooja Mataji, Suhas Mataji, Ramchandra Prabhu, Divya Mataji, anything?
Yes, today's class was exactly about mind. And I think it's the most practical class, I should say. And we can learn so many things after this. And we can change our mind and we can do whatever is good for us. Thank you.
Ramchandra Prabhu very nicely put these points in. Oh my God, Hari Bol, that's amazing, Prabhuji. He put it in the chat. Yeah, and we will discuss. What we can do is next time, instead of reading verses, we can talk more about these points. I have several more practical things that we can
Yeah, we
discuss.
need this one, Mataji. I'm struggling from my 12th grade. I already said, Mataji. I connected to Bhagavad Gita only for mind control. Why I was diversifying. I was going in a different mode. I'm still struggling, Mataji. That's why today I called two people, my people, because you said mind control. They are both. One guy is from IIT Teja. I think they left now. He is studying from Madras IIT. He is doing PhD. And another guy, Achyuta, he joined and he also left. I thought of introducing. He is working in Cognizant software engineer. We three are discussing about these devotional things. Those two are my sister's sons.
Okay,
They are
wow.
not married. But mind control is the main important for all. We are all three people. That's it, Mother. Thank you.
So yes,
Thank
so
you.
next time we can start with that.
I will call them once.
Yeah. Next time, let them know, and I'll put it in the group also. We'll start with that.
Yes, Mother. Thank you.
All right, let's stop for today. Thank you everyone for joining. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Manchagoptarubhischa kripasindhuvescha
Jai.
padadhanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.